here. It is going to be, I promise we're going to take you through a process so you know exactly what we're like presenting to you today, kind of giving you an opportunity to know. And look at, no, please tell me how to rename myself. Can somebody help Ben Cunnington rename himself? I think you go, okay, my husband's going to put it in the chat to let you guys know. Okay, guys. There's over 65 of you in this room. That is incredible. I'm so honored that you're here. And we're going to get started. Like I said, for those of you that weren't on this call in the beginning, we had over 600 DMs about this. Sadly, if you are anywhere living anywhere other than the United States or Singapore, I think I'm missing one other space, you can do a program like this. They are about to launch it in places like Australia and England and Canada and Europe. We're not quite there yet. I had a lot of people reach out for me in other places. So if you are an American, or I don't know, do you call yourself a Singaporean? I don't know how you say that, but whatever you are, you can join us as well. So I'm going to get started here. I need to be able to do my slides. Hope that I do this right. Okay, guys, here's the truth. The best way to get the most out of this phone call is to make sure that you turn your phone off, at least put it on do not disturb, plug in your computer or your phone. We're going to give you, it's going to be about 35 minutes of information. And then after that, you can stick around. We're going to answer questions live so you guys can get everything you need answered here. I promise you that. And then the next one is, this is what I'm going to go through with you today. And my health coaches are going to go through with you. First of all, we're going to talk about how it's not your fault that you're dealing with your weight. And I get it. The reason I even started this is I was 40 pounds overweight and I was trying to figure it out. And I was really kind of overwhelmed, but then I'm on stages and I'm being filmed and I'm getting pictures taken. And I did not know maybe how much weight was on me until I started seeing the camera. And then I went through a lot of shame and embarrassment. And then I kind of went through this, like, I don't know what to do, like hopelessness. Like, I don't know how to, I'm not going to live in the gym. I'm not a gym rat. I don't enjoy the gym. And I definitely enjoy eating. And so I didn't know how to solve it. And so I started doing everything possible. Like, I went to the gym. I hired a trainer. I did the keto. I did Atkins. I did South Beach. I did the fasting. I did 20,000 steps a day. I bought a Peloton. I mean, I have done it all, you guys. I've tried everything. And I want us to really look at the fact that it's not our fault. And we're going to explain that to you. And while there's hope for 2021, we're also going to give you a quiz to let you know if this program will work for you. So we're going to ask you a few questions and you guys can jump in. And then we're going to show you some stories of success. So maybe you see your own life and your own story in the pictures that we show you. We're going to explain the program, start to finish. Nothing is hidden, nothing. We're going to like get it out there so you know exactly what we're talking about. And so you can see if it's going to be something that works for you. And then after that, we're going to talk about next steps and how you can join me, Havilah, on January 4th with a bunch of us. We're going to start a health journey for 2021. Of course, many of us are spiritual people and we start Bible studies and all those things. But if you're like me, January 1st was always the moment I felt like I was going to get out and run and work out. And I'm going to do it. And just that feeling of like, I don't think I'm going to be able to pull this off, but I desperately want to. So we're going to do this together because there's freedom in community. And then after that, we'll answer your questions. You can stick on and we'll go through the comments. And then other than that, that's all the information. So we're going to get started. We're going to go to the next slide. And what I want to do is introduce you to my health coaches. Yes, the girl in the middle looks like me because she is my sister, my twin sister. So we are identical near twins. I'm left-handed, she's right-handed. And I saw my sister start to get really healthy. And I knew I had no excuse because we are the exact same DNA person. And I'm like, oh, shoot, this is not going to be good. I don't want to be the before and after twin. I want to like at least keep up a little. And so I watched my brother-in-law, Daniel, who's there as well. They're married. I watched my brother-in-law. He came into our family at 19, married my sister 6 months before we got married, and we had babies back to back. So like Our first babies are 9 days apart. Our second babies are 3 weeks apart. Our third babies are 3 months apart. But I watched my brother-in-law, and he'll share his story, gain a lot of weight in the season that he was living here. We were all gaining weight. And I watched him do this program, and I watched him take it off. And it was so dramatic that we would send pictures and be like, I can't believe that that was you, Dan. Like, I don't even remember thinking that you needed to lose that much weight. And now I'm like shocked at how much this program has worked. So I know I'm not the expert, you guys, at all. I do the program. I've done it for 2 years. I have never offered this. I've never told anybody really about this other than my core group. I've kept it pretty hush hush because I didn't want to like talk about something that didn't work. I wanted to make sure it worked for me. And now I've been on it. I've been successful. And now I wanted to bring you in on it. I thought there'd be like 30 of you. So I don't know if I had like not very much courage, but I was like, I'll bring like 25 people with me and we'll just try this and see if it works. Well, there's a lot more of you than that. So what I want to do is not do the call myself because I'm not the expert, but my sister and her husband, Daniel, are leading experts. They help thousands of people do this every single day, all sizes, both genders, different people, different stories. They are the experts. And so I asked them to come in and share this with you guys. And then I'm going to stick around. And at the end, like I said, I'm going to tell you something, a way that you can join today. And I'm also going to answer any questions that you have. So Deb and Daniel, welcome to the call. I know you're there. Where are you guys?
Hi. Hey, how you doing?
Hi, guys.
Can you see us okay?
I can. Can you guys see them? Give us a thumbs up if you can see them.
Awesome. Well,
and you guys, there's like 70, almost 80 people on this call right now. So you better do a good job.
No pressure.
Very exciting. Thanks for having us and hosting us. It's been a fun Christmas. I can say that. We've been having fun planning this and cannot wait to share today what we have in store for you. So like Havilah said, like buckle up because we've got a lot of information, but we want to get it to you in the most succinct way so that you can make an informed, intelligent decision. So this is my beautiful wife, Deborah.
Hi, you guys. Yeah, it is wonderful to be with you. I remember just the struggle of it all. And we'll talk a little bit about our story, but there's such a struggle with it. And I think sometimes when we battle, it's so private. And then it's like, we don't want to go public. We want to gain it in privacy and lose it in privacy. And so it's like, I know there's braveness coming to even say, I'm going to reach out and figure out what's going on, as we did the same thing. And didn't really have a lot of hope. Let's be honest. You do a lot of stuff. And so you don't really have a lot of hope that it's going to work. It's probably going to be another quick diet, another fad diet, but thinking that there wasn't going to be a lot of longevity in it. And we're going to tell you that 4 years later, this has been the game changer for us. I mean, it has changed our lives. I got my husband back on this. So go ahead and share kind of your story.
And this is the last, we don't have to make New Year's resolutions every year.
Yeah.
We stopped doing that about 4 years ago. And so, but if this is a New Year's resolution for you, that is okay. Because we're going to show you not how to lose weight, but actually how to do lifelong habit changes. So you don't have to do this in, next year, make a New Year's resolution. So I want to talk real quickly about how it's not your fault. And the reason we start with this is a significant thing that I learned. And this is one of the things that I learn about what we do. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of shame, guys. There's a lot of shame. There's a lot of condemnation. There's a lot of siloing yourself, doing things in secret because we're shameful about the way we are. Once I started learning about health and learning about the science behind it, did you know that we were made, whatever you believe in terms of when this world was made, that's not what I'm here about, but we were kind of not primates, but we were made to go out and hunt, right? And some people still love hunting, but we were really made to go out and hunt, whether it was chopping down vegetables or going after that meat. What happened is when we got that meat, we would eat it all because we didn't know when the next time we were going to have a meal is. Okay, so, or you'd go and you'd come into some food and you would eat it all because you'd store it as fat for when you needed it. Listen up, guys, this is super important. Did you know that also if you were a larger person back in the old days, you were seen as someone who's probably going to be made like the mayor of their town or the chief of their tribe? That actually still happens today in Africa. Mm-hmm. But in the same way, when you're at a Christmas party or if you're at a Thanksgiving party and you're by the table and you eat 5 brownies, that is actually programmed into your body to do that. Our bodies are still, the programming hasn't changed the way God made us. We're made just to eat Our brains tell us to do it, and then we store it as fat. But the problem in this 21st century is that we keep doing it because we're not like we were thousands of years ago, because we didn't know when we're going to eat. And there's a lot more exercise. And so we're having this bombardment every single day. So.
Yeah. And that struggle is real. That's not in your head. And I think there's a lot of freedom with that when you're able to see that and know that that's really what we are made to do.
Yeah, exactly. So, there we are. Okay.
Want to share your story?
Yeah. So this is, here's another before and after of us. I was just embarrassed, but I can tell you what, that picture on the left is me. You get used to the way you look. And it's not until you see a picture like this, I'm like, oh my goodness. A real quick story. I was actually with Ben Cunnington. We were at Six Flags. Put in the chat if you love Six Flags. You probably have one. I think there's one in Texas. There's one in LA. There's one up here in Northern California. But we had lined up for a ride for about an hour and a half or 2 hours. You know how it is at theme parks. And we get to the front of the line. I'm with Ben and all the nephews and my kids. We're on this ride and we get on and I walk up to get my harness on and they're like, oh, sorry, you're going to have to wait till the next train comes along for the big boy harnesses. You know what I'm talking about? So I had to have Ben, all of our kids, get off. Put in the chat if you've ever been in that situation, or maybe you've witnessed, and it's that really awkward thing of like, oh, God bless them. Like, that's really awkward, but that happened to me and we had to walk off. Ben was he was cool. He wasn't like, what's up, bro? You fatty. He didn't fat shame me or anything. And we waited and we had to wait till the next train ride came along and got on and was able to get, it's kind of like on the harnesses when you go on Southwest and you have to get the buckle extender. I had those too. Mm-hmm. So just so you know, everything we're talking to you about, we relate, Deborah relates, but Deborah also has a story as well.
Yeah. My struggle came, I could get away with my eating habits and everything in my teens and 20s. Didn't really struggle with my weight until I had 3 babies in 4 years and was hitting my late 30s and really starting to struggle. The things I could get away with, I couldn't anymore. And I would, maybe cut back a little bit and lose some weight. That was not what was happening. And I remember my mom saying, wait till you turn 40, you're going to gain weight and not be able to lose it. And I began to feel that way at 38. I was really at my heaviest, and I had watched Daniel. We had been married a little over 12 years by then, and he had come to America pretty lean. He's British, if you can't tell, that sexy accent. But he had come to the, riding bikes and walking and eating a little less. And then when he came here, he really began to struggle with his health and his weight.
Because it's not my fault, guys. No. That's right. So yeah. We have health. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. So anyways, that struggle really hit us. And I, as a spouse, I don't know if put in the chat, if you have a spouse, me, that struggles with their weight. As a wife, I didn't know what to do. I meal planned, I meal prepped. I have every cookbook you can think of, from Paleo and South Beach and Whole Foods and anything. I even created a business, I did, to make healthy meals and deliver them. I knew that it had to do with getting healthy, but I just didn't always have a plan on how to do that. But my struggle from my husband, watching him struggle, was real. Like, that was something I had not experienced because I didn't have that body type. And so watching him struggle and trying to figure it out just really felt hopeless. I think at one point I looked at him and said, well, we're just going to be, we're going to be happy and a little heavy. Like, that's just kind of where we're going to sit in our lives, because I didn't really know how to help him.
There's a lot going on in the chat, like people agreeing that, a lot of shame. Yes. Like a lot of people, I think you guys are getting it. I think you guys understand. We're all in this together. This is a private Zoom, and I think we all have a mutual understanding. By the way, yes, this is Havilah's twin. A lot of you are asking, they are twin sisters. We are Havilah. If you joined on late, we're Havilah's health coaches. So we've been walking Havilah through this for the last couple of years. And yes, they're twins and they sound the same. They look the same. They have the same laugh, but they're very different. So just if you're joining now and you're wondering what's going on, I see some confusion in the chat.
And if you're like Havilah, whose husband does not battle weight, we don't feel sorry for you. No, we do. We we feel sorry for you, not your spouse. So what we want to do first is we want to start you with a health quiz to kind of see where you're at. Are you getting your energy by burning fat or quick carbs? Okay, we're going to ask these questions. The first one is, do you eat, and just look at these and think yes or no in your mind as we go through this. Do you eat a lot of refined processed foods and drinks?
And if you want to put it in the chat, your answer, feel free. We're not saving the chat, so don't worry. Do you have a hard time concentrating or staying focused? I know for me, this was a huge one. I had a really hard time focusing at work. When I got home, I was so exhausted from having to focus so hard. I would nap, and weekends were for naps, not for play.
Mm-hmm. Do you skip meals and end up eating only 1 or 2 meals a day? Guys, I was so guilty of this. I would wake up in the morning, skip breakfast, and honestly thought, I'm saving my calories for the evening, get hungry about 2 or 3, raid my pantry and kind of eat all evening, but wasn't really hungry when I woke up. So I was really bad, or I'd forget and eat in the morning. And then really at night is when I really ate a lot because I didn't eat throughout the day.
Exactly. Do you struggle with cravings and low blood sugar? We're going to show you how that's a cycle. That cravings are actually just all in your mind. And if we can train your mind, a lot of this that we're going to be talking about is all in the head. It's not about what you put in your mouth. So we'll be talking through that.
Are you irritable if meals are missed or delayed? We call it hangry. If you struggle with hangriness, this is part of it.
Exactly. And then, do you struggle with mid-morning or afternoon slump? Hello. When I'm not being kind to my body and doing what my body's asking for, our bodies kick a fuss and we can't operate, and our bodies are saying, I need rest.
Even as a mom, feeling that way of like, let me just sit down for a couple hours in the afternoon to gear up for the evening. Just let me rest for a minute, watch a show, put on the computer, just something to gear up, because my energy was depleted by the time I had to hit the evening. And the last one is, do you have difficulty staying asleep? Are you struggling with your sleep and getting a restful sleep? All right. So if you answered, here it is. If you answered 1 or more questions as yes, you probably have a high level of insulin that's keeping you in fat storage mode and creating weight gain. So here's another thing I connect with people every day who are on a different spectrum. Okay. These are the people who eat whole foods. They work out 5 to 7 days a week, and they avoid fast food and sodas. They live a pretty healthy life, but they still need to lose. You still struggle with 10 to 15 pounds on you. You can't figure it out. People think it's hormonal. People think it's all these things. But at the end of the day, that's a struggle as well for you, where you're trying to figure that out.
Yeah. And I would encourage you, a lot of you probably, these 3 things here, I am taking a wild guess that a lot of you would answer yes to these, and you're still frustrated. I think really out of all those questions, it really comes down to these 3. We often talk about the 15 or 10 to 15 pounds, or the plus 30 pounds that most Americans have. And I'll say Brits as well. Americans, you guys get a bad rap, Americans do. But also in Europe, you get it. It's the extra 20, 30. Put in the chat if you just have 20 or 30 pounds to lose.
And that is frustrating. That is a real struggle. That is not an easy thing sometimes to figure out.
So you guys saw some of our testimony. These are actually some of the clients that Deborah and I personally sponsor over the last 3 years. This is David Havilah and his wife, Grace. He's lost 155 pounds. It's unbelievable. Did you know this guy, look at his before pictures. He didn't actually smile. He was so unhappy. He didn't even smile. And actually one of the breakthroughs was not just losing weight. We had to actually give him feedback. Hey, David, did you realize you don't have a smile? You need to start smiling. Just there's so much breakthrough that happens when you get your temple healthy. We have another one here.
I was going to say, go back real quick.
Yeah.
Grace lost her weight on the Nursing Moms program. So we have a program to help with nursing moms as well, which we know that's a hard, we have people reach out every day, new moms trying to figure out how to get their baby weight off.
Yeah, these are real people, not paid actors. Go ahead with this one.
Okay, this is Jeremy and Grace Albright. They actually were very healthy to begin with. He's a triathlete. They work out all the time. They're in a healthy Colorado environment. But they struggled with that 10 to 15 pounds. They couldn't figure out how to get it off, even though they ate whole foods and they worked all the time, and they really struggled. And it was hard for them because they felt like they were doing everything right on their end.
Just a worldwide statistic, worldwide obesity has nearly tripled since 1975. Most of the world's population live in countries where overweight and obesity kills more people than underweight. And we know really that's a pandemic in this country right now, is a lot of these diseases, heart disease, hypertension, diabetes. You may not have that. You may be the plus 20 or 30 person, but we help people who want to lose 5 pounds all the way up to 300 pounds or 400 pounds we can help. This program works for anybody. And so, but that really is the real epidemic in this country.
Yeah. These are our neighbors, actually. They go to church with us and they kind of watched our journey, and they decided to get healthy together last year. And they are now down a combined over 100 pounds, almost each, really. It's 70 and 100.
77 pounds for Brenda and about 110 for Michael.
And they got their life back. They're in their 50s, and we would see him running when he was heavier every day. We'd see him running our blocks with that weight on him, going to the gym, had personal trainers, could not figure out how to get healthy. So we see people's lives transform every single day.
I would just invite you guys to dream for a second about what your after picture would look like and how you'd feel. Like, visualize that person. Like, just visualize you right now. That the person on the left looks almost like their parents. They don't look like the same people. That can be you too. And we're going to show you how in a minute. We just want to show you some testimony.
I would even say, write in the chat what it would feel like if you were able to get to a place where you felt you were extremely healthy. Remember back when you were really healthy, maybe it was a couple years ago, maybe it was just last year before COVID hit, whatever it is, but think back, how did you feel? The energy, the confidence, all these things that you have felt, and what would that feel like to be there again? Free, relief, confidence. These are so true, life-giving to have that freedom.
So good.
Yep.
So good.
Energized.
There's so much freedom that comes when we get the weight off of us. Our minds become awake, and we're going to go over. I'm skipping ahead. I'm getting so excited. Okay. So next slide. A lot of people ask us, Daniel and Deborah, how successful is our program? Even Havilah asked us this question when we got on. Havilah actually kind of watched us for a little while just to make sure, like she said, to make sure we were going to be successful. How successful is your program? That's one of the biggest questions. We're going to answer it for you right now. It's 100% successful. But did you notice there is a little black asterisk there if you follow the program's design? So we're going to just take you through how the program works. If you decide to do this today, and you do all these things like we explained, it will work. Let's just be honest, guys. There are so many programs out there which are you can be very successful with. The problem is do we do the program? So I'm not here to start telling you our program is better than everybody else's program. We're not in sales like that, but we're here to tell you that it worked for us. And if you just do what we say to do, you will be successful. Okay. 99.9% of people, unless there's some crazy medical issue you have, you will be successful.
And we want to bring hope to you with that, because we always felt like it worked for everyone else, but not for us. So our program simplified.
Exactly. I'm excited. So guys, we're going to take you through the program right now. That we're giving you all the information. You guys, congratulations for filling out that health assessment. It's a long thing, huh? It's kind of like, I remember filling it out going, oh my gosh, is this ever going to end? But we needed that. We need to make sure we get you on the right one. But we're going to go over what 99% of our people, which program they do go on. And so we're going to go over that. And so our program simplified. The first thing is we have the Habits of Health transformational system. There are 4 components. We're going to go over them with you. And the Habits of Health transformational system was designed by Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson. He is a doctor. He was a valedictorian of his medical class, open heart surgery at Cleveland Clinic, 10th board certified critical care physician, surgical critical care director at Grandview, department chair of anesthesiology for 18 years. All that to say, he was in Chicago. He basically was opening people up. He was an anesthesiologist. And he was actually the guy who would often have to go to the families and say, you know what, guys, I'm so sorry. Your mom, your cousin, your son didn't make it. And 95% of the reasons people didn't make it was because of preventable things that could be prevented with proper nutrition. So he's so frustrated being in the health industry where everything was reactive. He wanted to create a system called the Habits of Health system that was proactive. So he put together, on the right-hand side, something together called the Dr. A's Habits of Health. This is what we take you through, the education. There is a whole chapter on it's not your fault. We take you through why it's not your fault. We learn how our bodies are made, how God created our bodies. By the way, this is compatible if you're a Christian. And it also comes with a journal, your life book, and we have an app as well.
We really focus in on your habits. We really want to focus in on, healthy body, but also healthy mind. So we'll take you through that as well.
Exactly. Love this quote. Modern research has found that weight loss is more complicated than a simple energy in, energy out formula. The number of calories you consume plays a key role, but the quality of your fuelings or your food is also important. And the Habits of Health transformational system covers both ends of that system. So we just told you this is not it's not just energy in, counting calories, macros, micros, all of that. It's a lot more complicated than that, but we make it very simple.
We do. We'll simplify it for you. The second part of our program is community. Guys, we were not meant to do life alone. And we think this was kind of an aha for me, is I was so used to getting healthy on my own. I was private. I didn't want people to know. I just wanted to do it on my own and live on my own. But there's beauty in community and the ability to do it with other people, which you're going to have the ability to do that as well. And so the ways that we have that, number one is we do have a private Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, you'll be added to this group. We show before and afters, healthy recipes. We welcome people in, scale victories. If someone's lost some weight, we'll celebrate that, but also non-scale victories. Maybe you came off medication, or you're able to fit a shirt you couldn't fit 2 years ago, or you skip the donuts in the break room and decide to take a walk. Whatever it is, we want to celebrate you no matter where you're at. And I always say church is for our spiritual life, and this community is for my health life. I can hop on day or night. It's from people all over the country and even the world that are on this together to help each other. And you can ask questions. And also as people who have been through the fat burning phase, which we'll talk about, and are in maintenance. Where now they're at a place where you can ask for people who've been the longevity of keeping that weight off, what they do and how they do that. So that's one part of it. And we have the ability to do that. The other part of our community is we do have nutrition support. And that is a phone number you can call if you have questions about your nutrition. We have guides and all that to help you, but there are some things that maybe we don't have on there that you need to know. So you can call that number, and they're like nutritionists on call that will help you walk through your nutrition. And then the other thing is we have live calls like this that turn into podcasts that you can listen to that really focus in on your health and your habits of health. And then the last thing within the community is we do have in-person events. We have healthy happy hours. We have health and hope nights. We have other things that you can be a part of as you get in the community that you're going to really enjoy. And it's awesome. It shows that you're not alone, that you have other people doing it with you, and it's a beautiful experience.
Exactly. I love our community. Obviously in person right now, not so much, but we will get back to that. And I cannot wait. So the third part of our program is our nutrition. A lot of people are probably itching to know what's the nutrition, but this is just 25% of our program. Remember, how successful are we? 100% if we do all of these four that we're going to show you. So nutrition. So we have something called the Optimal Weight 5-in-1 program. On the right here, we have 24 hours in the day. Did you know most people don't even eat until lunchtime, sometimes not till dinner. So we're going to turn your body into a fat burning machine and really get your metabolism rocking and rolling. You know, when you on a cold morning, you start your car, if you live in icy places, you're going to start it early, because if you want to start driving, you can't just get in the car and go. You got to get the snow off. You got to clear the driveway. You got to get it heated. You got to get your heated steering wheel on if you have a nice car. Okay, that is very, very important. So in the same way, we have to fuel our bodies. We have to get going. It's so bad to no shame, but because I used to do this, but it's so bad to not give your body any fuel to think and do life until lunchtime. It needs it 30 minutes after you wake up. So what we're going to do, we're going to guide you on eating every 2 to 3 hours. We're going to fuel. We're going to give you 6 fuelings in a day. 5 of them are going to be provided by us, and 1 you're going to make, and we call that a lean and green. So we're going to choose 5 convenient meals. We call them fuelings because we really believe in fueling our body. We're getting away from a diet mentality of how the food tastes and all the, I'm a foodie. I got 2 cookbooks for Christmas, or recipe books, as you call them. I love cooking, and probably, I imagine lots of you love cooking, and we love cooking too. And you can still get to cook, but we're going to have you do 1 of those, and we're going to take the guesswork out of it and have you we'll do the 5 others with you. We're going to prepare the 1 lean and green meal. It's going to be a lean protein. We're going to weigh it out, and then we're going to have a low glycemic, which means low carbohydrate vegetable, to keep your glycemic index constant all the day. Your glycemic index, probably like that quiz said, is doing this all day right now.
Yeah.
And that's the highs, the lows, the slumps, the naps, all that stuff. We're going to keep it constant so your energy feels amazing. And then we're going to use the Habits of Health clock, like this on the right, every 3 hours. you will not be hungry. Once you get into fat burn, you will not be hungry. Cravings will leave.
So the last thing is you get a health coach. Yay. This is a big deal. This is your cheerleader. This is the person that encourages you and helps you and keeps you accountable. And so you will have that within this program. And Dr. A says a health coach is a direct line to the behavioral support and best practices we know from research and field experience to help drive lasting, vibrant transformation. We want lasting transformation. So you can see here, we do Zooms and connections in that way. We'll do texts with you. There's things that we do to create. We'll celebrate your success and we'll help you when you have questions. So you don't just sign up for something and never hear from us. We really want to keep that relationship going and that connection.
And it's going to be awesome because we're going to be doing some group coaching with Havilah and us. All of you on here will be joining in together weekly, doing this together. So it's going to be phenomenally fun. Just made that up.
Phenomenally
okay.
fun.
Really, we just thought last minute we should really talk about this because there's no secrets around this. This is what we call the trilogy: a healthy mind, a healthy body, and healthy finances. We are talking 90% today about healthy body. But really, the secret to our success is having a healthy mind. We can have you do a quick diet and you'll lose weight. You will lose the weight. But if you never work on your habits and work on why you do things, the education and work on your mind, you will gain the weight back. We know that with diets. We also know that healthy finances is a huge stressor in America and on the world. It's probably one of the number one reasons for divorce and stress, all those things, jobs, all those things. So we want you to have healthy finances. And there is a way of paying this forward and helping friends and family around you. Because honestly, for me, a lot of people ask me, Daniel, how did you keep your weight off? Yes, it's learning these habits that I've gained, but it's also helping someone out and solidifying what I've learned and paying it forward. When you teach something that you have just learned and you're 2 steps ahead of somebody, it solidifies it in your mind. So American statistics, almost a third of adults with partners, that's 31%, report that money is a major source of conflict in their relationship. 69% of workers were stressed over their finances, with fully 72% admitting to worrying about their personal finance at work. I think the other statistic, and I don't have a slide for it, is 80% of people are not satisfied with their job. So back to you, Havilah.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, you guys. So I want to say 2 things really quick because I know we don't have a lot of time and I don't want to waste your time. First of all, I didn't understand fat burn. So that was really critical. I knew what it was like to feel hungry and like deprived, but I didn't understand the power of fat burn and how this program keeps you in fat burn. So when I'm on the road, I'm like, get up in the morning, catch an early flight, have a granola bar, land, get a cup of coffee, have it like some kind of snack. Then a couple hours later, I have another snack. And you're fueling and your body will literally begin to trigger you every 2.5 to 3 hours to eat a small snack. And then when I have my lean and green, which we'll talk about, I have a family of, there's 6 of us, and nobody in my house gains a flipping pound but me. So, at the end of the day, I basically will make the lean and green. So I'll make some kind of veggie, some kind of meat. There is a vegan or a vegetarian option, but then I'll like add rice, bread, tortillas, pasta, something where my boys can eat with me. So I just portion mine off. I get to have meals. I get to have a meal with my family every night. And I have to stop eating about 7 at night. I have my last snack and then I'm done. And I know like Deb and Dan will say this, they're not allowed to promise you weight loss significantly, but to be honest, you will be shocked at what you will lose. Like, I know that they don't like to major on that as everything, but as somebody who doesn't know better, I'm just going to say this program, you will lose weight so quickly in the beginning that you'll be rewarded. Does that make sense? Like, I'm one of those where I want to be rewarded, almost like I've skipped a meal and I want to get on the scale and lose a pound, or it's not working. This one, I'm not kidding, within 3 to 4 days, the scale will move. And within a week, the scale will usually move dramatically. And by then you have momentum. You're off sugar, you're off carbs, you're off sodium. You have a little bit of carbs, a little bit of sugar, but not an addictive part where you have a headache or you're dependent. And then you start getting in the rhythm. And then what happens to me is my energy kicks in and I can do an 8-10 hour day and I'm not tired. I'm not dipping. We did Christmas and I stayed on program. And I remember every holiday I would go take a nap and I would lay down for 3 hours in the afternoon just to make it through Christmas. This Christmas, I went to my sister's house. We're working on projects. We're talking. We're energetic. Our kids are exhausted because they're on their sugar high low, and we aren't. So I promise you, this program works. I promise you that. So I want to give you guys some input.
But real fast. We failed to tell you how much we had lost. Deborah's like, you didn't tell them how much you lost.
Yes.
So I lost 92 pounds, Deborah.
I lost 32 pounds. I dropped 14 pounds my first month at 38 and dropped 25 pounds in about 2.5 months. And I've kept it off and worked my way up to 32 now. It took you probably 8 months to a year to lose that. We see people all the time. I would say my female clients are a little different than my male clients. My female clients lose anywhere from 10 to 21 pounds a month. And that means you start winning in your health immediately, because our desire is, let's get that weight off of you and then teach you habits to keep it off. So we don't want it to take forever to get your weight off. We want it to be where you're seeing results pretty quickly and winning. Sometimes for the first time in your life, you start to win in your health and you start to feel confident in that. So it takes about 4 days to get into fat burn. And then after that, the brain fog goes, the energy comes back, you start feeling really good and you lose weight pretty quickly.
Yeah. And then, go ahead.
Havilah, I know we have another guest on the line as well. Did we want to tell her story have her tell her story real fast?
Sure, absolutely.
Do you want to introduce her as one of your clients?
Is it me?
No,
I'm kidding. Yeah. Jenna is on here. She's part of my team and she was going to share her story because she's really been able to jump on and see success. So Jenna, where are you? I know you're here somewhere.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey everybody, I'm actually in Havilah's small group. I've been in her small group for 4 or 5 years now, so I know all the secrets. No, I'm kidding. But I've watched her do the program for a bunch of years, and it was we took a trip to Texas recently. I'm sorry, Austin, Texas, and I'm like 3 fajitas deep, and she is eating soup and doing all these things, and I come back and my pants literally don't fit because it'd been a couple months of like getting there, but I was like, I need to figure out like what she's dialed in and talk to her. So I actually started like December 1st or recently. I'm like 5 days shy of being a month on the program. And to the like 0.10 pounds, I'm 10 pounds down. So just today I got on it and I haven't been this much weight, like this little since high school, which was kind of surprising to me. So I had 3 kids and my 3rd kid, he'll be 2 in February. So my uterus is closed. We're not going to do Havilah's 4. Like I'm not that brave now. You're braver than I am. 3 kids was my limit. And I worked for about a year to try to get my baby weight off. And I got about 15 pounds on meal prepping like a crazy person, and I had all my meals for the whole week in my fridge. I was exercising 7 days a week. I was doing HIIT. I was doing a 10K every Saturday, and it just wasn't working. And then probably a year. I mean, I lost half of it, like 15 pounds, and then a year in, I was just done. I was tired of wasting food because my husband wasn't eating what I was cooking because it was too diety, and my kids. So I was like finding myself making 3 meals and a night. And I was like, this is ridiculous. And I've gained 4 pounds while working out consistently. So got on the program and I was just shocked with how fast I lost it. And like they said, the Facebook group is real helpful. Every time I had a question, I'd be like, hey, what about this? Or does anyone have experience that way? And then I text Havilah. So I think the support's really big. Whenever my friends and I have like rallied to do diets together, I find the support is what makes me stick with it, because I feel like I want all of us to win, I'm not in it alone. So I was surprised at how much momentum and how helpful that was. So
yeah, it's true. And I love, because Jenna, you and I obviously do life together, but we both have found success on it and quick success, and think that's just, it's awesome. I love you have 3 kids that are little, you're a busy working mom. So it's not like a program that is, I almost want to say it's this like program that's delicate and you have to figure it all. It's like you just outsource it in some ways. And as long as you just get those triggers, it's really easy. And I'm excited. Jenna and I are partnering together to do a lot of this in this season. So I want to just talk about a few limitations that you may have when it comes to a program like this. Are you guys all there? I guess I can't really see everybody, but okay. So the first one was price, which I totally get. It's really annoying when you're the only person in your house that wants to lose weight or get healthy and your family doesn't need it, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to spend too much money on me, I'm the mom, I have to buy formula, I have to do all these things. So price can be a factor. And Daniel, maybe you could talk a little bit about price and explain why it's not that big of an investment. It's an investment, but it's not the investment that it looks like.
Well, I would say this, when you hear like the community and the coaching and the habits of health and all that, you're going to think like, what is this going to cost me? Right? You're thinking like, I'm getting a lot of stuff. Is this going to be worth it? And what we realize is it is pretty cost effective in how you do it. So the average cost of food per month per person, for one person, is anywhere from $170 to $740 a month, with an average of about $375.
Right.
That's the average American,
In America.
someone
Yeah.
sends, not what the program is.
Exactly.
Right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I know, do you want to, let's continue going through some of the limitations, Havilah? Yeah. Okay. So the next one is time. A lot of you might say, I don't have time because I said the same thing. I'm like, oh, not another diet. I don't have time to Sunday night do my meal prep for the week and all the things and go to the grocery store and buy 10,000 pounds of vegetables and chop them all up, right? I mean, I've done that. So I can tell you this, time magnifies the margin between success and failure. It will multiply whatever you feed it. And we're going to teach you this. Good habits make time your ally. We're going to habit your way into everything that you'll feel like you have so much extra time. Bad habits make time your enemy. How much time do you have to spend going through drive-throughs and eating around? We're so obsessed with eating that we spend so much time. We're actually going to move your time away from the food so you can actually, I started doing hobbies and actually had more time to do other things in my life, especially with my kids, when we did this program.
I always say, you look at your life, especially as a busy wife and mom and all that, it's already full, your plate, right? Your plate is already full with everything from work to kids to life. And then you're now asking me to add health to that plate that's already full. And then we wonder, why are we not successful? Because now we've got to add in at least an hour a day working out, and then we got to add in hours of meal prep, and we got to grocery shop. And so it creates an ability to be able to last for maybe a week or two, but the longevity of something like that is it's not sustainable because of that. So what we're actually saying is we'll take something off your plate, not add to your plate. The other limitation might be failure. I have failed with other programs, and that was my struggle even with this. When we got into it, I wanted to see if there was longevity. I wanted to see if the people that were leading me and my health coach, she had actually lost her weight and kept it off. And what I found is the more I got into it, the more people I heard, my coach's coach dropped her weight in a nursing mom's program 45 pounds and had it off 4 years. The coach above them had their weight off. They had lost about 65 pounds, kept it off for 7 years. So I was beginning to hear longevity of, okay, it's not a quick diet and they don't have to keep, like Daniel said, every new year start over. They actually kept it off and were sustaining it.
One thing too is that this program is not designed that you always have to be on it forever. The program is to lose your weight and then get off the program. It's not a life commitment. I think that sometimes that's how it can feel as well.
Exactly.
Totally.
We
have basically 3 phases. The first one's fat burn, which Havilah talked about. Then we start to add the phase 2 transition. We begin to add other food groups in, like the fruits again and veggie, and dairies and healthy fats and things like that, more than we already have. And in that maintenance, you get to a place where you're still fueling every six times a day. You still have your water, your sleep, you're learning healthier habits, and you can come off the fuelings altogether. So this is not a lifelong commitment of eating fuelings, but it is it's a tool to get you in a fat burn and to stay in fat burn for that period of time.
So let's cover cost right now. You're probably wondering, how much does this cost? What's going on? So just like the other costs, the average cost, we're going to show you how to move a lot of your current budget. If you take a look at your budget, don't do it right now, of how much you eat out, how much you go through Starbucks, how much you get the chips at the gas station. I mean, little bags of nuts, add all that up real quick in your head. It's probably on that average of about $400, $500, $600 a month. When we started this, we were spending $1,200 on groceries, and we were trying to eat healthy but it was rotting. Who buys all the healthy food and it sits in the fridge and then you have to throw it away because you don't have time to get through it all, and then all the eating out. So our program is really cost effective. It's $14 a day is what it is, and that includes everything you see, the 4 components: the community, the health coach, the nutrition, habits of health. No startup fees. 100% back money guarantee, free shipping, and the coaching and all that comes. So there's no extras. We're not gonna bait and switch and you're gonna do this and now you have to pay for this and this, and we're not gonna sell you anything. This is just what it costs for every $14 a day for your first month. So it's pretty awesome.
And how we do it is we order you a month at a time,
Yeah.
And it gets to your house via UPS about 3 to 5 days. Maybe it's Christmas time, so a little bit longer. And that's kind of the process we take you through. We start you with kind of a favorites kit to give you a variety of different things. We have over 50 fuelings you can try. So we start you with a variety of stuff. And then that second month, you can go in and edit and pick out other things that you like along the way. But you are, you're not locked into a period of months. It's month to month. And I always say, try it for a month. See if your body, you'll be surprised at how your body does. But sometimes I say, just try it for a month and see what your body can do and then go from there.
Yeah. So Havilah, back over to you.
Yeah. Okay. So this program, I want to make sure if you are looking for these unique things, please don't sign up for this program. It is not for you. I know that sounds weird to say, but again, this is something that works, that's legitimate, not just something that I think is something you want to try. So first, if you're looking for an exercise and food plan combination, that's not this. That's not work out here and eat this. This is it's a 99% food and habit thing. And what I love about it is you can exercise, you can walk, you can do the things, but it is not about exercise. That's not what this program is, but your body will lean up and you'll look athletic because of it. It's just amazing. And then secondly, it's not for only whole food, farm to fork people. So if you're like, I need it to be off the garden, onto my plate, you can do that for one meal, but the other ones come to your door and you add water. It's that kind of stuff. It's full of incredible nutrients. My nails, my hair, my skin looks so good right now because of all the nutrients in it, but it's not farm to fork. And then lastly, if you're looking for a healthy suggestions, but not like a fixed program, you're like, I just want to kind of try, don't do this. Go do Whole30, go do something else. Do not do this. Because this really is a science. It's not a miracle, it's science. It's a doctor has done it in a way that allows your body to respond, to get into fat burn. You're still eating a little carbs, you're still having a little sugar. It's allowing your body not to get so, I want to say, abstinent from those things that when you actually eat carbs, you blow up and you've ruined your whole diet. That's not what this is. He created it so you could still, even if you had an off day, your body still responds and stays on program and you can still jump into that. So that's what this is for. And then let's see, if all it does, this program, this is important, if all it did for this month of you joining, if all it did was jumpstart your weight loss journey. I mean, literally for some of us, all we need is 10 pounds off and we would feel like the weight of the world is off of our shoulders. So that's what this is. If all it does is create a better surrounding, if all it did was improve your sleep and have you wake up rested, if all it did was give you more energy and vibrancy, if all it did was teach your family about healthy choices, and then lastly, if all it did was help you exercise and enjoy moving again, if all it did, these are my things, if all it did in my world was this, it was worth it for me to try and to practice. And I'll tell you what, I was like, wow, I don't know, 4 times a day, that feels very luxurious for me as a mom and a wife. But the truth is, I end up not eating other things. It's like, it's all there. It's a go-to and my family gets a better me. I'm on the road. I'm in airports. I'm at host tables. I'm in green rooms. And this is amazing. And I'll tell you what, you guys, this is just between us and the 70 people that are on here. I meet influencers and speakers and worship leaders all the time that are like, I want to lose weight. I'm going to join the gym. I'm starting to do this. And I literally will say to them, I have a program. You could literally jump on this program and it would work for you. And it's painful. I watch them year after year do the same thing. Every time I see them in some green room or in a back room, they're saying, I need to get it together. I got to lose some weight. I got to get healthy. And I'm like, gosh, I do the program. And I had one friend I just did that to, and she just flipping out. She lost 50 pounds this month or last 2 months because she's just done the program. She's probably on her 3rd month actually, but still. So I'm just saying that, I think also with your spouse, and my husband was like, honey, are you sure? I'm like, when I lost 10 pounds, I got my groove back. I was like ready to have sex more. I was ready to exercise more. I was ready. Like I got my groove back. 10 pounds was a big deal for a mom. And it just made me feel like I wasn't wandering the mall looking for pants to fit because I gained 5 or 10 pounds. I can't fit my clothes. I don't know about you guys, but that's how I was. So I'd be wandering, at Target trying to find a pair of pants because I couldn't fit my pants. And on stage, your butt is this big on a screen. And so it had to really, it was like, dear God. So anyway, that's what my husband is very grateful that I started this program, and I try to pay him in other ways. So I think that's all I got, right, Dan?
Havilah,
I can't hear you.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So a couple of things we just want to cover real fast. The fuelings that you get sent, anything from there are bars and shakes, but there's all types
Cheerios
of pastas and pretzels,
Soups
all different food groups, sweet, salty, savory, all different things. You get a big selection. I just want to make sure we're clear on that. We'll answer questions soon, but Havilah, when are we?
Oh, let me say one more thing.
Yeah.
Okay. They're no GMO. There's nothing artificial in them. It has all your daily vitamins, a patented probiotic, and extra vitamin D. So that's why when Hav said my nails are growing, my hair's growing, my skin's clearing up, we see it all the time because you're getting all the nutrients you need that you really sometimes can't get even eating all whole foods. You just can't get it all in one day. So this takes care of it for you. You can even stop your daily vitamins and all that if you want to, and you get it within the food, which saves you money as well.
If you don't like the food, like certain ones, first you have to try it later on because you usually have so much sodium and sugar in your diet. You're like, it doesn't taste good because you're like, my body is so used to it. But in general, your taste buds change. I always found stuff I liked, vanilla shakes with my coffee, and I'd make these lattes. But ultimately, the next month, we give you the starter pack, but in the second month, I pick what I love. So I literally have my favorite bars. They're like Rice Krispie bars. I pop in my bag. I've got a vanilla shake. I make myself a latte in the morning with my coffee. I have pretzels or puffs on the airplane where they're giving me a club soda, and I'm eating the puffs, and that's my snack. And then at night, we'll do a lean and green. And I literally don't feel deprived at all. But that's how the program works. So initially, you got to try it first. Like, that's always people's like, well, what about if I don't like this? You really don't know because it's not bars and shakes only. It's a bunch of stuff. Yeah. So we are going to start. This is something I've never done, you guys. And I feel like you're on the ground level of this. I may never do this again. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. But we're going to start January 4th. So what we want to do today is the reason we're talking about it the day after Christmas and we're jumping all this is we want to get your guys' food right in time. So we all start together. January 4th, we're together and we are going to power through the first week together, like community, like we can do this together. We're going to talk every single day, either by text or a phone call or on our Facebook group. We're going to power through. So the month of January, we all start out well and strong, and we're going to figure this out together. So if you want to join me, this is just private with Havilah. There are other coaches out there that do a fantastic job. But if you want to join me, I'm starting January 4th, and I'm inviting you to join me. And what we'd recommend is that you start the program, you purchase it today, you invest today, and then you get your food within that next week. And we all start January 4th together. And you are with us. And honestly, try it the first month. If it's not you, you can cancel. You can go out for your day. You can send me a nice little, comment on Facebook that I'm looking nice and healthy, but I won't ever chase you down, hunt you down, make you feel bad. I promise I'm a really normal person. And Jenna and I will do that together. And I'm excited. I feel like think about it, by March or April, we could be, a couple decades of weight off. And by summer, we could literally be at our healthiest we've ever been. And we won't go into summer thinking, oh my gosh, here we go. My night sweats have gone away. Like I used to sweat at night. I used to feel so lethargic. Yeah, there's still things. I'm 43 years old. I'm not like all of a sudden it's a miracle drug, but my body is at its healthiest. And when I want to move, I can move. And when I'm hungry, I know it's time to eat. And I'm not confused what to serve. Like I'm not like, oh, I need peanut butter and apples. And can I have that? What about this? It's just outsourced. Everything is straightforward. It's a no-brainer. I can eat with my family at night and I'm done. And right now I'm in fat burn. So that's, I mean, it's awesome. I get to go into January feeling fantastic. Go for a walk today, drink some water, and yeah, go from there.
So Havilah, just so we're clear with this slide, they're going to text.
Oh yeah. So this is my husband. He's the genius. Again, you guys, we thought there would be 30 people. So this is why we're doing it this way. This is a completely private, safe message. I'm always nervous. Like, hey, you want me to send my stuff over the phone? I promise you, we do this for our ministry. Hundreds of thousands of dollars come through things like this. So we have all the right proper safety when it comes to this. But what you're going to do is send the word join to this number. Once we do that, then you're going to put your social security number, your credit card. No, I'm teasing. I'm totally kidding. No, I'm totally kidding. Then you're just going to write join, and then we will walk you through it. So once you click join, then we'll send you a text. We'll walk you through how to order. And honestly, we will do everything for you. So all you have to do is text the word join and we'll jump in. We'll do it all for you. We'll start your day before call. We'll make sure you get your order. We'll send you, if you want text messages or some kind of Zoom call, we will figure it out together, but this is going to be fantastic. I want to answer a few questions, but if you're like, I'm in, I gotta go, just do it right now. Click join, send it, make sure it gets sent to us, and we will stay on it. You don't have to be on here any longer if you need to go, but I'm not going to have people join in the next week. Like, this is the window where I'm having people join, because I'm not going to have people join day and, a week or two later when we're starting January 4th with this. We will have other times we'll probably add people, but right now we're trying to get our starter group where it's just you guys and it's just myself and my husband and Jenna and a couple of us, and we're going to do this together January 4th. But if you want in, this is the time to get in right now. Okay, guys, let's answer some questions.
Yes.
There's a question that came in. Can my husband and daughter do it together with you? Absolutely. We have a teen program for those 13 to 18 years old. We cannot help anyone under 13. So just know that now. We have teens 13 to 18. And then obviously we help. It was made for diabetics. So if you're diabetic, type 1, type 2, this was made to keep your blood sugars even and ready. We can help you with that. If you're on thyroid medication, we can help with that to make sure that goes smoothly for you. And we see all the time people lose weight with thyroid issues that cannot lose weight. So it's pretty brilliant.
Just to cover costs real quick, it's $14 a day. It works out to about $100, depending on the month, about $100 a week. Today it'd be $4.14 plus tax, just to be really super detailed.
You can do it when you're pregnant. You can order the fuelings and eat them along with, like you would normally have a healthy meal, a healthy snack. So you could do that, but we cannot legally put you on a weight loss program when you're pregnant. So we do nursing moms. I say wait about 6 weeks before that for your hormones to kind of settle in before you start that. But yes.
And they can put it on a debit or credit or anything, right? It's not cash.
Debit or credit. Yeah, we can't do cash. Can you have coffee? Yes, you can have coffee.
Yes, multiple times a day.
It is not carb heavy. You can have a date night with a dining out guide where there's tons of even restaurants with what you can pick and choose. We eat out a lot. We go to Chipotle. We'll do we can pretty much order. And we've traveled to Europe. For our 50th anniversary, we were on program in fat burn the whole time. Felt incredible. Came home. I'd lost some weight as well, which is awesome. So you can do it whenever, but yes, there is a dining out guide.
Can I run 15 to 20 miles a week? Yes, this program does support that, but we encourage you to pause that for the first couple of weeks to really get your body into fat burn. Then we really encourage that healthy movement. So yeah, it's really compatible with working out, but you don't have to work out to lose the weight. I know there were some questions before.
Great questions.
Vitamin, you can take your vitamins. You can't ever overdose on vitamins. So if you want to take the vitamin D as well, you can, but we did put extra vitamin D in this because it's kind of a happy vitamin. It keeps your mood up. It helps you. So if you're lacking that, you can do both and see how that works, or just stop altogether. We do have extra vitamin D in this for that purpose.
Okay. What about eating out? Can you eat out?
Yes. You can eat out 1 meal a day. That's your lean and green. You can eat it in or out. You can have your lean and green for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, as long as you get that meal in, and you need to eat that meal and all 5 fuelings. Don't skip any, keep on it. But yes, you can eat out, and we'll walk you through that, as well as a nutrition support phone number you can call. If you're going to somewhere specific and you're a little confused, you can go there and they'll walk you through how to eat out. But absolutely.
And I have to eat out a lot. Like that's my lifestyle. So I will eat out. Like we'll go to Chick-fil-A and I'll get the grilled chicken nuggets and, get a salad on the side. And that's how it works. It's not the ideal, like eating out has a lot of sodium and stuff, but it shouldn't stop you. Like you should be able to eat something. I think Olive Garden serves zucchini noodles if you ask them. There's other places, but the goal is, and what I do is, the food isn't the main factor. You want to outsource the food. So for me, it's like sometimes I'm like, I'll just take that same chicken salad every single day from that restaurant for a week. And that's what I'll do because I don't want to think about it. And you'll get those ideal meals and you'll just go forward with that.
Yeah.
As far as intermittent fasting, it was created, the British guy created it. I've listened to the audiobooks, I've read the books. We don't do that. Obviously you fast and you break your fast. So you're already fasting a period of time at night. But in order to stay in fat burn, fasting works if your metabolism is working. If your metabolism has slowed down, you stopping and not eating is not going to burn anything. So I always say, let's get you in a fat burn and start that process. And then if you want to try something else, great. For me, it did not work because I basically was not eating and then eating a ton, not eating. And that caused my body to gain weight. So sometimes it works. We're not negative about anything you want to try out there, but I would say this really works with waking up that metabolism to start really burning. So I wouldn't do both. I would just maybe keep your fuelings, your 5-6 meals a day within a 12-hour period. If you want to do kind of that and then have that 12 hours of
and you set a reminder on your phone. Like we'll tell you guys how to do all that where literally your phone will go off. It'll be time to eat. And you'll do that. You can also split your lean and green with lunch and dinner. So if you're like, I need to eat more than one meal a day, then you can split that as well if you have to. But there are so many tricks to the trade. There's shopping lists at Trader Joe's or shopping lists at the grocery store where you'll know exactly what to buy. There's certain snacks they allow you, pickles and almonds, just a few. So we'll give you those lists. There's certain dressings you can have at Trader Joe's. It really begins to be almost effortless where these are the things I can eat. And you can go on date nights, you can go on vacation, you can do all those things. You're not some, weird, my kids will be like, oh, mom, and they ask for my granola bars and I'll give them a bar every once in a while because they're healthy for them.
Yeah. We have a question here. Someone has some major surgery. Our food isn't super rich. You should be okay. But if you want, you can check with your doctor. We recommend that. We actually have a PDF that we can get to you. If you just text that number and let them know that you needed help with that, and we'll get you the right form. Deborah, go over
a
lean
lean and green is basically a lean protein. And depending upon how much fat, like beef has more fat, fish has less fat, you can have more of. So it's a lean protein, 3 servings of a non-starch veggie, a little bit of healthy fat, avocados, almonds, olive oil, that sort of thing, and then a little bit of dairy as well. So that's kind of your lean and green. We have thousands of recipes. We say keep it pretty simple that first week as you get into fat burn because you won't be in fat burn yet. Your energy and all that's a little low.
Hey, Deb. Also wine. Like I've seen wine on a couple of these. And can we talk about alcohol just because that's part of the American lifestyle?
And we feel for you. We would love it to be a 5-1 in wine, but we can't do that. So we would ask that as you get into fat burn, that you're really teetotal, no alcohol until you're in fat burn and you're in weight loss. And then we talk about mindfulness and we can kind of coach you through that. But in the fat burn phase, no, but Dr. A in the maintenance phase actually suggests having some wine in your maintenance phase. So I would say how much do you want.
And you can can't you have a vodka or a gin or something that, not in the fat burn, but as you get going, that's not sugar?
We don't, like Deborah said, we don't recommend. It's not part of the program. So if you want to do the program 100% and get that 100% successful,
get the results quickly,
we don't recommend it. But our culture is one that we're not going to say, you cannot do this. We're going to say, all right, Carol, if you want to do that, you can. If an amended program is going to give you amended results.
Yeah,
so we don't know if it will throw you out. But we do have, wine is a no, but if there are some things that maybe are healthy, if you have to have something, we can walk you through that. A question that came up is how much is it the first month? Is $4.14, 60 cents. So it's about $14 a day the first month. Thereafter, depending on the length of the month and depending what fuelings you order the next, I would say it's about $14 to $15 per day the next month. Just a tiny
Another thing somebody asked was, do you have to be, I know they might have missed it because we talked about it, but no, once you lose the weight, you do not have to have this food. So that's something that people are like, oh my gosh, I start these programs and then I'm on it for life. That's not what this is. We have lots of friends and people we see all the time that have transitioned off. They also will order food because it's brainless and it's simple and it's nutritious and they like it. You end up really liking the food, but it's not a lifetime commitment. It's literally about losing that weight to get you healthy, get you off the medications, get you off the fatigue. And I will say this, you guys, we didn't talk about this, but I did not see Daniel get fully healthy. I mean, we did everything. We did Food Addicts together. We did all kinds of stuff. I watched Dan work really hard because he was very successful in every area of his life, and the weight was just the struggle. But watching Deb and Dan do it together, so husband and wife, if you really want to do it, and like my husband or my wife needs to do this, I would consider literally changing your environment where you both do it together and you're like, the next 3 months, we are going to power through this. And when you do it together, it's like getting sober together. Something happens where you guys are way more successful.
That was the key. That was one of the keys for us, we'd always done things separately. And this was the first time doing it together. Also, guys, you get this Habits of Health book. This takes you from fat burn to an optimal wellness living for life. So this will walk you through what does healthy meals look like, how to do that, how to create the habits and the cues and all. So we're not just saying healthy body, but healthy mind. How do you create longevity? It's really about changing your habits and then creating a healthy lifestyle. And we do that by micro habiting. We don't do these big, like, okay, now you're going to run 8 miles a day starting tomorrow. And then you can do that for a week or two, but the longevity of a big habit like that is really hard to sustain. So we really want small incremental habits that cause you to get in a fat burn and stay there and create health overall as a lifetime, not a quick yo-yo diet. So this will teach you how to do that. And we'll walk you through that. We have podcasts and all sorts of information to coach you into longevity on this and not just a quick thing.
I'd say as well, go ahead.
I just want to say, Ben is telling me that a lot of you guys are typing join, but then you're kind of like, that's what you did, which is awesome. But if you want to get your food ordered tonight and get on the program and not delay, respond to that text message when he starts to ask you those questions so we can log in. He's going to ask for your address, he's going to ask for your payment, all the stuff to get it all in. And that takes a bit of a process. So please, I know you might say join and then forget, but try to stay with us on the next couple of text messages. So we get you in, we put you on the program, and then you don't have to think about it until your food gets there.
A couple more questions. I'm supposed to start a 40-day sugar fast. This is basically going to fast you from sugar. So you can look at this as the fast. I actually did
Absolutely.
this. When I started this, I was like, I'm going to fast this for like I am cutting out some things. I'm going to do a very structured program, and I looked at it as a fast. So there is some low amounts of sugar in there, very low,
natural sweeteners,
but it's pretty much sugar free. And so yes, you could use that. There are some gluten-free options, but not too many. Let's see.
We have had people on a gluten-free, my coach lost her weight on a gluten-free plan. Your options are more limited. Those who really need to be gluten-free are used to having limited options. So you can go down that route if you want. So we do have gluten-free options if that's something important to you. And we also have different nut-free and things. Obviously, it limits what's available to you. So it may be really limited. But if you feel like you need something like that to actually do it, we can get that for you.
Yeah. Someone's asking, can you pay on the 31st? You can, but we can't guarantee you'll be able to start with us on the 4th. So if you're like, I don't have that right now to do that, you can, but we'll all be starting on. So I think Havilah will be doing some recording of our we're going to be doing a meeting the night before you start, and then daily, about a 10-minute call every day, just for the first 5 days all together to walk you through it, to get you into fat burn. Takes a little bit of work and muscle of community together, and then a weekly call. So
yeah, because I'm starting my Bible study, which not to like do this thing, but I have a 15-day Bible study with 20,000 people. So I'm in that mode. And so I'll be doing that. And that's obviously, totally free. Anybody can join, and we will have people. So I'll be doing that. So this is kind of like my private life in some ways. It's like my private world that's like, I'm going to have a few girlfriends and let's do this together. So this is, again, that's why I'm not going to do a bunch of trickling and people coming in and out and me trying to figure it out. Like, I'm trying to do it together so I can even do this. And I really want to do it. So that's what we're going to do January 4th. I know you guys are asking about food and what they look like, our granola bars. I brought one of these packs. And you might go, okay, what is this? But this is, you add warm water, you mix it up, and it's like an instant oatmeal. So, and you can sprinkle a little cinnamon on top, or you can put your nuts that are part of your snack. You can throw a few nuts on there, but that's how you do it. I like the bars. They're just bars, but you're going to get basically a box with different types of fuelings, and there'll be a lot of different fuelings. And I just throw them in. I have like a glass cylinder. I open up all my granola bars, I throw them in, and then I can walk by every day and grab 2 or 3, throw it in my purse, and I'm good to go. And then I also bought a miniature, what are they called, Deborah? The waffles.
Oh yeah, the Dash waffle iron. They're about $8. You can get them at Target or Amazon.
They're actually only $3 at Target right now, but they're red or green, and you can make your little mixture and you put it in there, and you can make a waffle or a pancake. And I'll make that, put a little bit of stuff on top, and eat that. So you can do that. You can make potatoes. You can put laughing cow cheese in the middle of it and make it like a tater tot that's got cheese in it. There's all kinds of things. When you start seeing what you can have, you get really creative. And I want to say this, on the Facebook group, which they've almost over 6,000 people, I could be like, okay, I want to make a taco salad. So I'll type in the search bar, taco salad. And then you'll see anybody who's ever posted about taco salad is in there, and they'll say, here's your ingredients. These are 2 veggies. Here's your lean protein. And you'll see it all. Oh, Trader Joe's has this sauce. And you're like, great. So it's like any kind of ideas or questions you may have, you can type it in the search bar and it will answer anything for you.
I'm sorry, there's confusion about pregnancy. I'm sorry, you cannot be on program in pregnancy. I was saying 6 weeks after having the baby, you could start on a nursing mom's program, but we do not have anyone on program that is pregnant. Just wait though. You've got this option. It's in your tool belt. You can do it the minute you have that baby and you're ready to go. We are here ready.
What about gluten-free?
Gluten-free, we'll send you a form that gives you some options that you can pick from. It's not specific to a website, but we have a PDF that can show you a little bit of those options if that's something you really need to do.
Yeah. What is the program called? It is called, so we use Optavia Fuelings. And so the program is, we provide the coaching and the community, but we use Optavia Fuelings for this. And so
it's like optimum health is kind of what it's around.
Optimal life, yeah.
So that's the name of the program. Let's see.
Anything else, guys? Any other questions you have, put in the chat?
I think we covered all the questions, but remember, guys, again, a lot of the questions are about food, right? And I remember being on a call like this when I started. I'm like, I want to taste it before I want to know exactly, because I was so obsessed with how's it going to taste. I want to make sure I'm happy with what I'm putting, but I had to go, you know what? I'm actually going to have to give up, trade a little bit of my trust for someone who's actually done it and actually has proven results sitting in front of me on the phone or a Zoom like this, and go, if it worked for you, I can trade a little bit of my trust and go, yeah, I'm going to trust in you that it works. And I'm not going to focus so much on the taste, the texture. I'm just going to use fuelings as a way to fuel my body and get away from it feeling like I'm trying to eat out at a 5-star Michelin restaurant every night and how it tastes. But I think, because that's what got me into the issues I have in the first place, was I'm so obsessed with how things taste. And I had my favorites and the things. And so fuelings, remember, is only just 25% of it.
I will say too, guys, age is not a factor. I had 2 women start a couple months ago. One was 67, one was 38. They both had about 25 pounds to lose. The 67-year-old lost 21 pounds, the 38-year-old lost 19 pounds. The 67-year-old hit her goal weight in 1 month. So sometimes we think, oh, it's hormones or it's age, or no, it does not matter. Now, we all lose weight at different rates, so we'll see how that goes, but you will lose weight. There's no way you can't be on this and not be in fat burns and figure that out. So age is not a factor when it comes to getting healthy, which I was like, thank God. Yep. So big deal.
So there's quite a few of you that are signing up and texting join. So my cutoff tonight will be midnight. So make sure that you put your Eastern time, send in all your info by then so we can get that food ordered. It's not our program. We're not the ones shipping or anything. So we have to go through that program. So we need you guys to send in that stuff so we can make sure it all goes through and you get it on time. Again, January 4th, we're going to go for it. And I know you've failed at other things before. I know I have as well. And I was embarrassed to have that stuff in my house. But the truth is, I promise you, this thing works. If you follow it, it works. My mom's best friend lost 50 pounds. My dad has lost 20 pounds. Like, I'm telling you, by experience, not like some out there. None of us We're all different ages, 70, 60. It's just, it works. Like literally our whole community is on program because it just works, and it's kind of a no-brainer.
There's a couple more questions, Havilah, but this program is actually originally designed for diabetics. So it works for diabetics. We'll just be monitoring that and making sure everything is okay.
Yeah. But you can do the 5-in-1.
This is what it's made for.
I saw one of,
oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
How many months are you on the program? It just depends. It just depends how tall, how big, how much weight you want to lose. It's really up to you how much weight you want to lose. And we can work that out with you and figure out what would be best for you. But we say on average it's 12 pounds a month. It's a lot more than that. I'd say for guys, anywhere from, depending how, my first month I lost 15 to 20 pounds. So I would say on average, this is for the thousands of people that Deborah and I have coached, I would say on average, people lose their weight within 3 or 4 months. If you have a lot of, triple digit to lose, it could take up to a year. And then, like we said, we're going to transition you off. And it is really important that we transition off well. Otherwise, you can gain your weight back in the wrong way. And so we want to make sure that you are keeping your weight off like we have for the last 4 years.
And your transition phase, the between fat burn and maintenance, is about 4 to 6 weeks to get you through that phase. So don't just do fat burn and be like, peace out, I'm done. Wait, let's get you through transition and into maintenance so that you can find success all the way through.
Yeah.
It's so, honestly, there's so much hope. I know people feel so discouraged and so overwhelmed. And I know that feeling of, I don't know how to fix this. And, it's the reason we're doing it. Deb and Dan, we talk about this, is there's just so much hope. Like, I know that you guys have gone through things and you're going through things, and it feels like another, place of discouragement or failure or whatever. But the only reason I'm talking about it personally is because I know that there's hope. Like, I know your life could change. Like, this is something that changed my life. And it sounds dramatic, but I didn't know what to do. And I was really overwhelmed and embarrassed. And I was like, I don't need to be stick thin. That's not the point at all. My husband likes me curvy. There's no problem in any of that. But it was just like this part of me that wanted to feel proud of myself. And that's what it looks like. And I have energy. So I know it's hard. Like, I think that's the one thing, Devin, we talk a lot about as coaches and team members is it can be really difficult. But I saw Daniel lose almost 100 pounds, you guys. I had a front row seat to him, and he has done it. He worked hard, but he was not deprived. Like, he has everything that he needed. And I'm so proud of him because he's worked so hard for this. But it works. And it's my family member. This isn't some, cut and paste, copy and paste someone's story. So I just don't know if you need that, but I wanted you to hear that from us, that this is not a place of shame, or you're not going to take pictures of yourself with your underwear on. We're not going to be having you weigh in every week. It's not like that at all. This is as private as you want it to be and as public as you want it to be.
Love that. And it is true. It's a very simple program. It's not always easy because we work hard. This program is so simple. If you follow it, it will. I just want to inspire hope. It will come off.
It will work.
It will work. 100% will work. If you follow the program, it will work.
And I would say it is wild. I just could not see my body responding. I did everything. And so for the first time, being able to get on a scale and actually be down in the weight, and it wasn't like a number. I wasn't going after a number, but being able to like pull out my spring clothes and fit them. Every season I have to go buy all new clothes to fit because I couldn't fit the ones that I had the last time, or every January, just feeling like, oh, I'm starting from scratch. So let this be the last January. Like, I want to give you hope. And a lot of that hope had to depend on my coach because I hadn't experienced it yet. So I'm like, okay, I'm leaning on your hope because I don't have the hope yet, but you're believing it's going to work. So I'm going to stick with that. It's kind of like with God, like, I don't have the faith for that, but you do, because you've seen God do it in your life. I'm going to wait and see it happen in my own life. And that's kind of what happens. And so you may not have hope for it in your own body, but wait, we have hope for you. And we believe that it will work for you because we've seen thousands of people it work for them as well. So
I love that.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're excited. I think it's a great year. 2020 has been rough. And so it's a good year to start fresh and new, and let's see.
they're asking a question, Deborah. What if it's a couple signing up, how do they do that, Ben? Do they just send join and just say couple, like write in couple, right, in the text message? Okay, Deborah, what do you want to say about that?
About what, couples?
I don't know. Ben wanted me. Ben was like, oh yeah, definitely 2 packs. They get their own separate pack.
Yeah,
food,
separate
right?
accounts. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just indicate somehow on the text that that it's a couple, and we'll place 2. We'll get 2 orders going for you, but we'll need to get your name. You know what, Ben, Havilah, probably best if they go ahead and fill out another health assessment with your couple's information on it, just so we have that. That's the best thing. So the health assessment you filled out to be part of this Zoom, if your husband wants to do it, go ahead and have them fill that out so we have all their information as well.
One thing I want to say on here, guys, and I'm watching the chat, we don't lead with the name, and this is why. Because we want to show you the value. If I had known everything about it and Googled the dog out of it, obviously we know everyone who Googles, if you're upset at something in a restaurant, you're going to put a review in about that. If you have an incredible experience, the likelihood of you going to the manager and saying, I've had an incredible experience, is pretty low.
Or doing a Google
review. So if you Google it, you may see horrible stuff about it. But what I did is, and that's why I don't lead with the name, I want you to experience what it is between us and see what you get, instead of comparing it to every other person who may not have had a great experience because maybe they didn't do it right. Maybe they didn't have a great, maybe nothing in life is very positive. We don't really know when you're getting these things. So you can Google the dog out of it if you want, but for us, I'm glad we didn't. And we just said yes, because I don't think if we had Googled it, we would have done it. And it changed our life. We would have not said yes to something because of that. So feel free. We're not like hiding anything. Yeah. You do what you need to do, but I just want to give you those 2 cents as to why we don't lead with the name when it comes to what we do.
Somebody mentioned about not being able to afford the program right now, which I get, not everybody can drop that kind of money at this point. But what you guys did was you really challenged people to go back and look at their budget and really, because in our heads, we don't think we spend that much, but we do, right?
Yeah, I think that's if you just add up all those little things of anything that you're consuming in your mouth, you'll be shocked. There's a little bit of homework for you of how much. Now, maybe you really ultimately don't, but I would say this. How much do you spend on Netflix every month? How much do you spend on cable TV? All the other things that you spend money on that feed you in some way, mentally, emotionally, or maybe you just don't need those things right now. Maybe the investing in your health right now is what you need to do. And maybe you can put some other things on pause. I mean, the amount of subscriptions that Americans have, we have so many. I think there's an app now that helps you manage all your subscriptions because it's crazy, and helps you cancel them because so much money is leaving your account. I think that if you can see.
Wait, and what about the coaching? The coaching is an option as well as they get going.
Yes.
Yeah, it really is. If you have 3 or 4 people that want to do program that of family members, friends, like, hey, let's do this together. It could really cover the cost of the food per month with about 4 to 5 people doing it with you. So if there's people in your life that we could do this together and get healthy, just in that text, say something like, I have a group, or we're a group, whatever that is, and we'll get you going on that, and that will help as well. You may want to cancel your Truth to Table membership. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You brat.
No, I'm kidding. No.
Oh my gosh, I'm losing reception. That's so weird. Just a minute. That's right. You see me run through the room.
No.
Oh my God.
But you'll be surprised. I used to be able to feed my family of 5 on like $100 a week. I can't do that anymore. Our food is going up. If I want to feed them on a $1 menu at McDonald's, I can do that. That's $20 a week. Now, but if I really want to bring health and no GMO and a clean label and healthy things in my body and do vitamins, all it's going to just cost a little bit more than it normally would.
A little bit, but if I said to you, you could get all your weight off for $150, would you do it? You probably would. You'd find a way. So if you take your budget, your grocery budget, and you look at that, the addition of what you're paying for this is not the total amount at all. It's at least, 2/3 you're already spending. So that little bit, if you add that up 2 or 3 months and you say, okay, I'm going to take 3 months and get this weight off, then you really see what the investment is. It's not, and for me, I found that I did it once or twice and I was like, and then I was sold. And after that, it's just what it is for us. It's in our budget. It's in our grocery bill. and it's how we do our family's food.
Yeah, we do. We're Dave Ramsey fans too. And we just put it in that little every dollar under food. We have groceries, and then we have this healthy plan. And that's just part of our grocery budget and how we do it. Because, we have to budget it, right?
Also, you're going to pay for doctor bills. You're going to pay for medication. You're going to pay for all the things that you buy because you're not going to be healthy. And that was really what we've seen with people is, you're saving money now, but eventually there will be a cost to being unhealthy. And, someone said to me, it was on my socials, and they're like, do you want it? Like, why is it about weight? You look fine. And I said, it wasn't about weight for me. It was my blood work. It was my doctor saying, like, your numbers aren't coming in healthy. You have a high cholesterol. You are, do you have a high cholesterol in your family? I'm like, yeah, I have 2 family members that have very high cholesterol. So that's danger. And so if I can get that under control, then I live a better life. I'm not paying for medication. I'm not paying for doctor visits. It really helps. So again, you'll pay for it somewhere. You just have to kind of think about investing initially.
Yeah, you either pay for health now or you pay for it later. One other way. We got to pay for it somehow. Someone's asking, what do you get in the box? You get the Habits of Health system. So these books get sent to you. There's another book as well. Havilah actually comes in the box as well. But the coaching comes with it. And so you get the Habits of Health transformational system. You're going to get about 21 to 22 boxes. And
that's 5 meals a day,
5 meals
days,
a day. So 155 fuelings basically is you're going to get in your box. And then you go out and grocery shop for your 1 meal a day of the lean and green. So a protein and a vegetable. And we'll show you how to do that. But all that comes in the box is your fuelings for a month and the transformational system.
And then you get a cup, right? Like a shaker.
Oh yeah,
a shaker, and you get in all the instructions. You get the guide. We'll make sure you're on the. We'll get you connected with the Facebook group so and then we'll be meeting, as I said, group coaching so we can answer these questions and we'll help you through the whole thing.
And we get as well. You get the first month, and I'm not like buy now, I'll get later. But I just want you to know you do get free shipping. You do get 10% back on your next order. And one other thing. What is it? Shoot, I'm not remembering now. But you do.
You get a coach. So you literally get a coach part of the program. And you guys, that was a seller for me. Like I needed to call Deborah and be like, I have a headache. I feel like I could eat my arm with ketchup. And she's like, you're going to make it. You got one more day to get in fat burn. Like hope. And like, I could ask any questions. And it was the accountability for me because I'm like, I'm eating healthy. And then at night grabbing cookies and taking them to bed. And so I needed that. And I feel like my coach was the person who was like, this is going to work. Just trust me. And Jenna and I did the same thing. Like we're on the phone. We're like, this is gonna work. And so you need that. Sometimes you need that person of hope in your life. I think that's it.
Yep.
That's it. So just to remind you guys, if you're in, make sure you text join. We will help. We'll walk you through it. I promise. We'll figure that out. I think somebody might have asked something real quick. I want to make sure I get this. And make sure you follow all the steps. Don't just type join, but please make sure and follow through all of it. In terms of this recording, I don't know if we're going to share, if you have a specific person in your life that you would like to review this, reach out to us and we'll help you. I'm not sure if we'll replay this like publicly, but if you need someone in your life to hear this, we totally get that. And we'll try and get that to you. Again, this wasn't our plan to have like a full class course recording. That wasn't the plan. The plan was literally to make a few phone calls. So we're just kind of trying to put the plan together while we're in the air. We love you guys. We're excited.
Havilah, did you see that if they need to get that form again, the health assessment form to do again?
Yes. Let's add that to this message right now too. I wonder, well, anyway, what we'll do is we'll text it. If you need it, just text that number and say need assessment or need help assessment. And we'll send you the link. So that number is specifically for this moment. So you can use it to serve you in whatever you may need. If you have a lot of questions and stuff, we may send you to Facebook or send you to a few places to get some ideas. But if you need to talk, I was that way. I would have to ask my husband if that's something we both want to invest in. And so we get that as well. I found though that sometimes you just got to kind of go for it. And once you see the results, it really helps.
All right.
You guys, thank you. We're so grateful that you're here. We hope we answered all your questions. We know this was a huge investment of your time. We lied. It wasn't 35 minutes. Now we know. But you know what? We hope you'll join us. And January 4th, we're all going to be together. We're going to kick it together, and we'll be able to figure this out, and we're going to do it. We're going to do it. And Deb and Dan are a huge part of that. They'll be with us. Jen will be with us. There'll be a coach in your world that will help you. And next 30 days our lives are gonna change. I'm fully confident of that. Deb and Dan, thanks for doing this.
Thank you for inviting us. It was a lot of fun.
So good.
Gosh, you're so pretty, Deborah. You're so beautiful.
I know. I wish you could look like me.
Havilah, you're just so pretty. I just don't know who's who.
No, that's not a good joke.
That's not funny at all.
We're
Just
not.
No.
I need to be hideous to you, Daniel. I'm hideous.
That's right. All right. Thank you so much.
All right, you guys, have a good day.
Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.